confidence to me is it didn't come overnight. I think it took a long time. Next time if you meet her, please don't be rude because she's so sweet. I think when you say influencers being rude, I think coincidentally some of these people with certain qualities have become influencers.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Ladies First Podcast. Our guest for this special episode is an absolutely lovely lady. She is Miss Earth Sri Lanka 2018, a model, a content creator, digital marketer, and a traveler. So drum roll please as I welcome Natasha Fernando.
Hello. Hi everyone.
Hi Natty.
Of course, you can call
I'll
me
call
Natty.
you that.
Of course.
So before we dive into the podcast fully,
Yeah.
I'll ask the first question.
Of
Take
course.
us back to your first Miss Earth Sri Lanka journey. How was that whole experience and what did it teach you?
Okay, so first of all, this was a very long time ago. I think at the intro also you said this was back in 2018. I was so young, but I think in terms of what I learned, there are so many things that I learned, I would say, good and bad, because obviously I can't say that there were only good things, but I think there were bad things, but I think in terms of maybe little bit of in the list, but obviously there were a lot. But I think one thing that I can say is to be unapologetically myself. I'll tell you why, because when I took part in the pageant, I had no clue about the show business. I didn't know anyone in the industry. I mean, of course, my mother was there to support me. But, and I mean, in terms of the pageants, of course, ever since I was a kid, I used to indulge the excitement. But I think what got me beyond the crown was that I made sure that I was always true to myself, and I made sure that I was comfortable in my own skin, and rather than reacting to the outer noise of the society, what people expect you to be. And I think winning the pageant, because I think there was obviously a period where you have to go through the mini pageants, preparations, but I think winning that gave me the sign that you don't need to change yourself. So that was the biggest sign, and I took that opportunity to take it into myself and then carry it on even until now.
That's great to hear.
Yes.
So did you always see yourself in the spotlight and how did you deal with that?
Well, okay. So dealing part, let's talk about it later. Being being in the spotlight for me, I think I I think it probably came from my family, because I mean, of course, I my family, we don't have any background in the industry, but my parents obviously, ever since I was a kid, they allowed me to sort of go for it, be forward, do what you like. So that confidence, or rather that their assurance, or them believing in myself, sort of gave me that idea. And then even I'm the eldest in the family, so obviously my father or mother give me that independence of picking up things when I was a kid. So I think that attention that I got from my parents really helped me, because I think us as kids, that I think what happens to us as kids really give us that whole energy to carry on. So that helped me to sort of be in the spotlight. And I think, to be honest, I do enjoy it. Who doesn't? But at the same time, like I said, I'll tell you about the dealing part. True, I enjoy it, but at the spotlight comes with so much of responsibility, right? Because you can either use it for good or bad. So making sure that you always do the right thing, you smile the right way, you talk to the right person, and you be in that spotlight for the right reason takes a lot of courage and so much of energy. So there are times where, like, let's say a couple of days back to back things being in the spotlight, then I take a week off just to regain my energy. So that takes a lot of energy, girl. So it I mean, like, but yeah, I do enjoy it, and I'm grateful for it, because that spotlight obviously have taken me in a long journey, and I think that's why I'm here. So, I mean, thank you for giving me the spotlight today.
That's a very nice answer. I mean, like, you started off pretty young also,
Yes.
coming into the spotlight, and now, of course, you're doing amazing now.
Thank you so much.
So, you're a digital marketer by profession.
Yeah.
Yet you built a career across like multiple spaces in addition, like modeling and content creation. Like, how did you actually find your direction in that?
Okay, so I think the I would not say that, like, I found the direction overnight. The reason I am doing a lot, like, rather than sticking to one particular career, is because I never say no to opportunities. And I mean, of course, you learn it along the way. And for me, like, saying yes to these opportunities, then later on I think, like, I found certain directions that I do enjoy working, and I stick to it, and I didn't want to just let it go because I found a better one. And so I just tried to, like, juggle in between. And at the same time, if you take digital marketing, if you take content creation, even modeling, that all narrows down to communication, right? So marketing is where you sell things, you talk to people, you interact with customers. Where content creation, you always interact with your audiences, you try to build your own tribe. And even modeling, I would say it's a way of communication, because that's the way you communicate fashion to the world.
Yeah.
So I think communication is something that I enjoy. I mean, obviously, I love to talk, hence why I'm here today. So, I mean, people who knows know that I'm a very talkative person, and yeah, so I think I do enjoy communication. And also, like I said, all these three things are a form of storytelling, and storytelling is something that I enjoy and I channel the energy out of. It excites me. So yeah, so I just stick to what I enjoy, and I found a sweet balance in things. Yeah.
Great. So I'm going to ask you something like many people requested me to ask this from you.
Okay.
Like, not from you, but
Okay.
they're like in general, this is something that I've personally been experienced.
Okay.
So, like from what I've heard and what I've experienced, some influencers,
Okay.
they come off a bit distant, or
Oh,
like, not
okay.
you are lovely, okay, you are amazing, okay.
Yeah.
Like, they come a bit distant and a bit rude, okay?
Okay.
Like, when you approach them, and even when you're going for an event or something, like, they don't look like the same as in camera. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying, right?
yeah, of
Like,
course, of
why
course.
do you think that perception exists?
Okay. Let's talk in this way. I mean, of course, I have no idea who was being rude to this young lady, because she's one of the sweetest persons that I know and I have come across. And, like, when I don't stop blushing, because I mean, like, I have met you in, like, events, and I have no idea who were being rude to you. I mean, that's really bad of them. But okay, like, talking about influencers being rude. So let's take like this. Okay, if you forget the influencer part, let's say in workplace, let's say on the road, you generally meet people with different energies, right? So whether some can be like an introvert, or some can be like generally don't know how to navigate a conversation. So, and I think when you say influences being rude, I think coincidentally, some of these people with certain qualities have become influencers. So I think it's not the career, or rather that title that they have given themselves, or rather like the career that they have picked. It's just, I think it's just the person, right? Because every day you meet people with different energies. But if I am to say from, because like I said, so I play the role of a client when I do like in the marketing field, and then I also do work as a model, so where I get to interact with the client and the brands, or rather even the influencers, and then I work as a creator where I interact with brands in a certain way. So it's always different roles that's been played, right? So in certain cases, it can be the client who's rude, you know. And then for a client, because true, because as a client, sometimes I've experienced where the creator was rude, and sometimes the agency person was rude. So I think if we, it's just that an influence is something that you get to interact with, right, on a personal level, rather sometimes, because we go for events and we have to interact with people, and that energy that they give out on the camera, when it, I do understand, because if it doesn't match the same person you meet on the real life,
Exactly.
that's a bit
Off, yeah.
off.
I'm like,
So
yeah.
when the energy doesn't matters, I mean, like when the energy doesn't, tally together or match, rather it's just a bit tough to navigate. So I understand, it's a bit tough. And I'm sure like even sometimes even like content creators would say, like I said, my client was rude to me. Or rather, who is watching right now, if you are a brand or an agency or social media manager, sometimes you may be like, hey, like that particular influencer was rude. But we never know, right? Because your boss is rude sometimes. So it's just you get to interact with influencers on a larger level rather than the other roles. So yeah.
Thanks for that answer, Natty.
Yes, but please, next time if you meet her, please don't be rude, because she's so sweet.
Thanks. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Do you think social media sometimes creates a version of people that isn't who they really are?
Okay, so I think this kind of matches with the
Yeah.
previous answer that I give as well. So let's take like this. When are you the same person that who you are at home, and then when you go to work, how would your like the personality change? Are you the same person?
I mean, like, in terms of talking, the same,
Same,
but then
but
in terms of dressing up and all, not the same.
yeah, I know, right? So like, when you show up to work, you're a different person. When you show up to an event, you're a different person. You are at home, you're a completely different person with your parents, your siblings, right? And I think so then now the social media also has become another place where people show up too, and so they become a different version of themselves, which is, I think, natural, because that naturally happens to us in all the other occasions. But I think where it goes wrong is you don't draw that sweet spot of not being yourself, right? Because I mean, whether you're at work or like at a cafe with your friends, you have that authenticity that you own for yourself, yet you change certain things, the way you dress, like you said, the way you put your hair up, and then the way you talk. But if when it comes to a point where you just change your whole personality to a toxic level, or rather an because you have a huge platform, you have an audience where they interact with you, where they feel pressured in certain way, I think that's where you draw the sweet line of, hey, I think this is going somewhere wrong. And I think like that journey can't take you a long way also, because I mean, for how long can you be a different person?
True, yeah.
So I think they do, but at the same time, if you I mean, for the last 1.5 to 2 years, you may have seen now the content experience also has changed a lot, because that whole polished perfect content now has become like the audience more love to connect with you on a more personal level, where you're at home, you're at your kitchen cooking things, you just woke up and you're just
You're
making
just
your
in bed also,
yes,
literally.
yes. So, like, so people, because for the last couple of years, I think people have been experienced that perfection, which now all of us are so tired of. We just need to see that, and we feel that we have the urge to connect on a personal level. Hence why I think, because I think there's this creator locally. I think I saw one of his content on Facebook that he reviews two chocolate biscuit brands, you know, and the interaction was so authentic and pure, because I mean, us as kids, we have been that's something that, like a the thing that we all enjoyed, and people just resonate. But when did you, like, come across a content where just randomly, you come and just you take two random household, things, and you do a review? Because I mean, he felt it, he did it, and people just kind of felt connected to him in a personal level. So I think we are going on a journey where now again that authenticity is the forefront. But at the same time, I think it's high time to let go of that polished self and be yourself.
Make like realness come. Yeah.
Yes, I know. Just let it be you, and I think people will love you for who you are rather than changing your whole
Exactly,
self,
yeah.
because it drains you a lot. And why though? Because I mean, the people who really love you and embrace you and who appreciate you for your qualities will always be there, you know?
True. Yeah. So you love traveling.
Yes.
And what's been your most memorable destination so far?
Okay.
And why is that?
Okay, so if you know me, knows that I'm a big tropical lover, and you always see me somewhere at a beach. Yes, occasionally on a mountain or on a hike, but most of the time it's the beach. But if I am to say my favorite destination, that's Turkey. And I visited Turkey during off season as well, so it was cold. I hate cold weather, but I think the reason I fell in love was, and I think that's the only country that I felt like that I don't want to come back, because I am someone who like sworn not to leave the country at any point, because I cannot. I will never leave my
Sri
country.
Lanka,
No,
yeah.
never. I cannot live
Same. It's just
I
like
just
home, right?
yes,
How can
it's
you leave
home,
it?
because I'm not at home, like, in my own house. I'm just somewhere in the country. Because like when I like, when my peers ask, oh, like, don't you have plans to go abroad, maybe like, expand your career over there in marketing? But I'm like, no, because most of my colleagues have left, friends have left, but for me, it's I cannot leave the country. And they ask, like, is it like, do you feel like homesick as in like not my own house, but rather the country and the
Country.
people, the food. But Turkey
Made that
actually,
difference.
I have no idea. Like, I don't know why. I felt some sort of belonging, I guess. I think it's that, those ancient architecture that's well preserved.
Yeah, I guess, and also like their tradition and everyone is very much like Sri Lanka.
Yes, I mean, like, and then I think the food, the spices, I mean, again, not similar, not exactly similar to Sri Lanka, because Sri Lankan food, yes, I mean, like, give it to me and I will indulge the whole day. But I think I have no idea why, but I think it's always Turkey, probably because of the architecture, how they have preserved it, and like it's the history, right, of humankind, and it's so fascinating to experience. And I don't think I experienced it enough. So I really need to go back, and next time you also can come with me because I heard that you like Turkey.
Yes, I want to go there. It's my favorite destination.
Yes, so yes, let's make some plans.
Yes. So, what's been the hardest moment in your journey, like that people don't often see?
Okay, I would say more than the hardest part, the unexpected parts. Because like I said, I mean, the opportunities came to me, the life happens, and then I obviously jumped into all the opportunities. But that, unexpected feeling was something that was hard to navigate, because sometimes, when you have no idea that you're capable of doing certain things, you tend to sort of um, think twice whether, like, whether can I do it. But then, navigating that feeling and, questioning yourself, I think that's something we all deal with on day-to-day basis, right? You try on some outfit and you think twice. Oh, is this too much? Or like, do I look fat in it? And we always tend to criticize our own selves. And I think more, like I said, like I think that unexpectedness was something that was tough to navigate, but I think that's what made the journey so far interesting also. Because I mean, if you know what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, next month, next year, what's the fun of it? Because I mean, people might ask, like, I'm not sure now whether, like, in interviews, job interviews, whether people ask this, but most of the time a common question people ask is, oh, what's your 5-year plan? I don't know whether I will live tomorrow, well, what would happen tomorrow. But I think now I have practiced myself to embrace that unexpectedness. And yeah, so it was tough at the beginning, but yeah, now I enjoy it.
Great. What does confidence mean to you?
Okay, so I think this question pretty much answers
The first one,
first
yeah.
first one as well.
But
But
in terms of, I'm asking, it can be modeling also.
yeah.
In terms, like, how did you deal with that confidence?
So I would say that not that I like always feel like 100% confident. I'm like, I have dealt with my flaws. I don't think I was like 100% 24/7, 365 days like that. But that pageant, like, when it happened, that was the sign, because like I said, I was always true to myself. Of course, there were because like I said, I just started pretty young and I had no experience. So luckily for me, the TV channel and the entertainment company that was handling the pageant back then, luckily for me, there were good mentors to help me make myself better, show my flaws in a very soft way, rather than making me put myself down. So those literally help me. But I think when it comes to modeling, I mean, mostly currently in the industry, we see there's a change, different body types are coming into play, different skin textures, different hair textures. So I think it's changing, and it's helping me and other women as well to sort of find that confidence within our own selves. But I think confidence to me is it didn't come overnight. I think it took a long time, because yes, I mean, I would not say I was 100% confident during like back in 2018 during my pageant. But over time, and then when you go and meet other young ladies from other countries, they also have different energies, and they also have insecurities, which we have spoken, and that has helped me to sort of navigate, because it's not just me, it's just all of us, but it's just how you find that tribe and interconnect, and find a way to be confident together, you know
True. And on a fun note, what's the funniest DM you've ever received? Has there been any? I mean, for sure there might be plenty, but
Yeah.
then
Okay. Well, I'm sure the most expected answer for me is to come from, like, a guy from or someone. But I mean, to be honest, being really, really honest, I think the funniest DMs are from my girlfriends.
oh, okay.
Because I don't think anyone else can be as funny as them. And it just, I mean, we all have that group chat, or rather, like, a like a group message thing where we have with our girlfriends, right?
Yeah,
Where they
exactly.
just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
send reels and all these things, and like, million different conversations happen in 1 second, yet we all give out the same energy. But at the same time, my girlfriends have, like, they have made sure that at least once a day we all crack a joke and laugh, and it can be talking about someone that you know let's not go there, but
I get it. I get it.
us
Yeah.
being girls, we always like love to, even sometimes we have no clue who the person is,
And we just talk
we
about
just
it.
talk about them. I know, like, some might say, oh, like, why waste energy, but I mean, you really need to spend that
I mean, when the topic
time.
comes, you're just like so dealt in.
I know, right? You have your 100% attention to it, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 1 hour, you are in it. So I think it's mostly for my girlfriends. I have to give it to them. So, I mean, but I'm sorry if any of the guys are watching expected to say their name.
Giving credits
or-
to the guy.
Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I cannot give credit to y'all because my girlfriends are funnier than you.
And the last question, we
Okay.
ask all the guests this.
Okay.
So if there's a young girl watching who feels like pressure from social media, like there's some kind of comparison, she compares herself with other people.
Yeah.
Like, what advice would you give her?
All right. So I'm sure the other previous ladies may also have given amazing answers. What I have to tell is that whatever you experience on social media, take it as a TV series or that K drama that you watch on Netflix, because you watch it, you enjoy it, and then, you just. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, I wish that I have that guy like this, I wish that I dress the certain way, or she's like this, she's like that. But at the end of the day, it's scripted, it's done in as a production. So if you're seeing anything that you feel pressured, like, you have to change yourself, please. And I think now we have tools to sort of filter out whatever that you feel, because I mean, those days it's just, you just have to unfollow people or unfollow that page or the account that you feel pressured for. But right now you can actually manage your own algorithm, so you can just simply filter out the noise that's from the outside world. But I would say, okay, like, okay, you did all of that and you still feel pressured, or you still feel like that you're not enough. I would say, just, this is something that I do most of the time, even now, because you really need it, because like I said, you don't find confidence overnight. So something that I always do is that whenever I feel like that I have a flaw, whether it can be a stretch mark, a pimple, a breakout, or even like, someone might say something like you're too much. I think what you have to think based on that comment is that that's what make you authentic. Why do you need to be another clone of someone when you can be your own self? So the more I don't want to call them flaws, the more different tiny tiny details that you have for yourself, which makes you different from other people, that makes you. And that's beautiful, because what's the use of being in a world or a society if everyone works the same way, talks the same way, dress the same way? So if you want to dress the way that you want, go for it. If you want to eat something, do it. And if you want to talk the same way, do it. Because I mean, I've heard many people calling me that I'm talkative, but I just continue to talk. And look at me, I'm just talking to you right now. So, I mean, again, it doesn't come overnight. I can easily say this, but trust me, I may have felt I am not enough, or may have felt not so pretty or uncomfortable in my own self last night, even like today morning. We never know, right? So what you see is what you get from the energy that you get on this screen. So please make sure that you always embrace all these parts of yourself, because that makes you so special.
Thanks for the advice, Natty. We had a
I'm
really
glad.
meaningful conversation. Thank you so much for coming for the
Of
podcast.
course. Thank you so much.
And the facts that you spoke about confidence and about like even like these days we compare a lot with ourselves. It can be us also personally. And thanks for sharing from your side also. It was really nice having you.
Of course. And thank you so much. And it's so amazing to create a platform like this where us girls can have a little chat and share a little bit of everything, where another person can, look or watch
And relate
then
to, yeah.
relate too. So it's amazing. And thank you so much for having me as well.
No problem.
So I'll see you on another time.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Melki, and I will see you soon in another interesting video with another interesting guest.